So yesterday before the social, we had a talk by Gillian where he highlighted that there's a difference between the science of communicating and communicating science. And we also had a speaker today who was speaking on understanding the mind of the audience. Mr. Michael, I'll allow you to introduce yourself. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thanks. Yeah, my name is Michael Wolf. I'm from a company called Formula D, and we internationally work with visitor attractions, including science centers. We're specifically interested in the field of science communication. And what I mean with, understanding the mind of the audience is really how can we work with a very diverse audience that have different perceptions and different mindsets towards science. We often work as science communicators often are from a specific mindset that is often the advocate and mindset that already has a lot of fascination in a certain way of understanding science. So now they're creating and crafting science communication and trying to reach audiences that may have completely different mindsets and often sometimes are fearful or skeptic of science. So we work with our clients and work with science centers to develop strategies to reach these people that are not naturally kind of interested in science. And today in my talk I proposed various ways of doing that. Maybe the most important thing, about most important question of really determining the best way to reach your audience is to ask the question, what do they care for? So what does the audience care for in their daily lives? So what makes them tick? And that will, answering that question, will provide sort of the storylines that we're looking for in which to embed kind of science interest and reaching those audiences.
Okay, I would like to take you back a little bit because maybe someone is asking themselves, because we've been interviewing people who say, I have coming from this science sector or center, or communication. Is Formula D a science center or what is it exactly?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Formula D is a design consultancy. We provide strategic consulting and design consulting to our clients. So we work with science centers, but also with museums and other attractions, and where people basically visit spaces and then have some learning outcome and have some experience that they take away. This might be in the commercial sector where we talk about tourist attractions, but often it's about educational institutions as well, like science centers.
Yeah, it really sounds like public relations. Can I please ask, do we have an example, maybe a well-known example of when Formula D tried to push or communicate to a certain audience? Something that couldn't be easy to understand, like something that people know.
Yeah, no. So PR, we're not really a PR company. We are actually a design consultancy. We currently working on an exhibit in the US that is about space exploration, and we with the client develop initially a strategy of to reach the audience, kind of first starting off to define who this audience is, and then developing the right story approach, how to communicate space science. In this case, we created the idea of a sort of teen space agency. So when you enter the space, you're in this kind of kids space agency. So kids can relate to the space better. Yes. They can see themselves in the career roles already, and that would be an example of how we work with our clients. We then actually also design the experiences in terms of drafting the technology and the various media, producing the various media for the exhibits.
Okay, so maybe there is someone who's watching who was not here with us, is also in a science center, like, oh, okay, I would like to hear more. Can you summarize your talk today? Like, I'm giving you an opportunity to talk to a science center. Please summarize your talk.
Summarizing my talk was really, what I tried to do at the beginning is that we have to realize as science communicators that we ourselves have certain predispositions to how we communicate. So we make certain assumptions around what the value of science is and what's exciting about science. A lot of science communicators and people who are really science nerds like myself, we get excited about facts, we get excited about interesting statistics, but the large parts of the audience are not working the same way we think. So that's why understanding where we come from, where we stand with our mindsets and specific biases will help us to identify the certain kind of traps, if you want to say, like short cuts that we take, in communicating science. And then obviously we got to do that same thing for our audience as well to really understand where they're coming from. So we can use storytelling, we can use emotional engagement, things that the other people that will get them kind of to listen up and get them on board on science. Specifically finding why should people care for science and what do they care for in their daily lives.
I guess you just emphasized something that I had, is that scientists look like everyone. You look like a bank person or something. Thank you so much. Is there any other thing that you'd like to add before we close our session?
No, I think it's a great privilege to be here and to be able to add to this amazing community of scientists. People are extremely passionate about what they do. Every time I'm in SAASTEC, I see the passion that people work with, and it's admirable. I think a more kind of a strategic approach for science communication on a national level would be really of help. I'm not saying there is no strategic framework. There is definitely something like that, but putting a specific money into campaigns around communicating science will definitely help a lot. And we obviously would be very interested to assist with that.
Thank you so much. That was the director of Formula D, Mr. Michael.